Hi, my name's Dan Tefero, and I'd like to talk about my background in regards to medical products and medical benefits and some of the issues I've had over the years. I'm 62 years old. I've been a type 1 diabetic for 47 years, and I also have a heart condition. I have AFib, and I had a heart attack, and I have a stent in me. Medicines and medical coverage is extremely important to me. Without it, I don't live. From a diabetic standpoint, I've been very fortunate that I've had it for many, many years, and I'm in very good shape. The reason being the medicines and the care that I've gotten. The difficult part over the last number of years has been the companies that manage the prescription side of the business and the medicine side, as I say, have gotten more focused not on the patient, but on the money. And it's the money that they can put in their pockets. And I'd like to share some examples. The first is, as a diabetic, you have to have a blood glucose meter. If you don't know where your blood glucose is at all times, you can't manage how much insulin you need, you can't manage how much food intake you need, and you're going to be in a pretty precarious situation. I will show you 5 blood glucose meters that I've had over X number of years. Why do I have 5? Because whenever I get a new provider or a provider switches who they're calling for to be the primary blood test strip supplier, the strips don't work one size in all. You have to have a specific strip with a specific meter. So you wind up having to get a new meter and now new strips. I have one meter that I'm using right now. It's an AccuCheck meter. It is a phenomenal product. It has Bluetooth capabilities. I can do a blood test and take that test and have it transferred on a program on my phone. And if you'll bear with me for just about 2 seconds, I'll actually show you. It'll actually show my last reading. It'll give a graph of my readings over the last 7 days, and I can go back into a diary and get my last 5,000 readings if I want to. The other nice thing about this is I can transfer this to my computer, and in 2 minutes I can have a full report printed up that I can give to my doctor. Otherwise, I have to create an Excel spreadsheet on my own and go through my meter and individually input all those values. It could take a day to just get ready and go to the doctor and provide them a 3 or 4 month summary of what my blood sugars have been. I recently got moved to a new provider. That provider has a list of blood test strips that they approve. The meter that I'm using right now, they will not approve those strips. They have a different meter that they tell me I would have to use and get those strips in order to not be economically penalized. And the penalty is paying 2 to 3 or more times the cost of the strips if I'm not using the one strip that they approve. Now, the interesting thing behind all this is, obviously, with 5 blood meters, I need another one, like a proverbial hole in the head. So, why they can't cover the strips for the meter that I use, given you can go to any pharmacy, Walgreens, CVS, your local pharmacy, Walmart, and you can look at these strips because they're all sold and their costs vary between $1, $2 to maybe $5 a box. Yet I'm going to pay 2 to 3 times a copayment, which could be up to $60, $70, $80 as a penalty because I can't get the strip that best works for me, and probably for a lot of diabetics. Another example, I have to take a blood thinner, Xarelto, for my heart condition so that I don't have the possibility of getting a stroke. Janssen is the manufacturer of Xarelto. Janssen has a program that you can sign up for where they help subsidize the cost of Xarelto. Basically, I can get a 30-day supply of Xarelto for $10. My new provider works with a mail order pharmacy house or prescription house called OptumRx. OptumRx told me, I called OptumRx to get my prescription started and asked them would they take my Janssen ID number so that I could get that subsidization and benefit. They told me they could not do it. Just by happenstance, OptumRx is a $6 billion company. Now, I came to my local pharmacy, Hometown Pharmacy, which is just slightly smaller than $6 billion in sales. And they're able to do it, and I can get my prescription. I have to get only a 30-day supply instead of a 90-day supply, but they're able to do it. I asked OptumRx why they couldn't. Prior to OptumRx, my other provider, before I changed jobs and providers, used Costco for their mail order. Costco was able to do it. Costco's a little bit bigger, maybe not as big as OptumRx, but they could do it. So I'm amazed at how a $6 billion company could not do this. And instead of me getting a 90-day supply for effectively $30, OptumRx wanted me to pay $87. 87 minus 30 is 57. I wonder where that $57 is going. It's not to me. It's not to my pharmacy. So a question, sort of like trying to find Bigfoot. Third item, I have different prescriptions that I have to use all on a 90-day basis. When I first started with this current provider and was advised that to get 90-day prescriptions, I had to use OptumRx, I had my doctor call new prescriptions in or fax new prescriptions in, all 90-day prescriptions. I was very clear with my doctor. My doctor understood me very well. We both speak good English, as they say. Had the prescription sent to me by OptumRx. 2 of them were 90-day, 1 was 30 days. I called OptumRx because if you're not aware, if you get a 30-day prescription, you're paying more than you would for a 90-day prescription. I called OptumRx. They told me, oh no, this is what your doctor sent in, a 30-day prescription. I'm a little persistent and I'm Sicilian. So I went to my doctor's office, wanted to talk to my doctor, and I asked his staff to specifically pull out what they faxed and sent to OptumRx, which they did. It said 90 days on it. Again, having the ability to speak fairly good English, the difference between 30 and 90 is pretty apparent to me. How it could not be apparent to them? Again, just a question. But these are the people that I have to rely on for my medical well-being and to make sure I get the medicines that I need to live every day. Would you want to have them behind you? Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time.